Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Of course, I had a nice, quiet weekend. I want to say thank you to those who watched the videos from last week. I want to say thank you to Eddie who filled in on the Scorpion Show for Mikkel. We did a video last Thursday and we did a podcast on Friday. And everyone just seems to love it. So I want to say thank you to everybody because I've been getting messages on Twitter, Instagram, text messages, just everything. So Eddie, thank you so much for filling in, and I can't wait to have you back on the show. Not even as a fill-in, maybe just as a guest, because we really did have some good times. And I mean, Eddie came here like around almost 3 o'clock that day. He didn't leave till 10 o'clock that night. So we really had a good time. We did the we did the YouTube video, we did the podcast, and then we went live on YouTube. So we just really had ourselves a good time. And it was good seeing Eddie because I don't always see him like that now unless we going out somewhere. So thank you, Eddie. And I know that in your family, Mikkel, your family, your uncle passed away.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was sick all last week.
Yeah.
Sinus infection. What the fuck did you say in that message when I sent you? Oh, you thought I had diabetes.
Diabetes. Yes, because and you got diabetes too? That's what I thought.
No. I was, first of all, I was sick for like 2 weeks, and I did not know what was the matter with me. I just I was just sick. So then I finally went to the doctors last week when I woke up, and both of my eyes were like shut, crusty, like just disgusting. I discovered that I had sinus infection, a nasal drip, which the nasal drip comes usually almost every year when I get a cold, and I get that it's bad because you keep coughing and coughing. I had that, and 2 pink eyes. Not one, but both my eyes were pink. So that all happened. That was on Monday when I went to the doctor. Monday or Tuesday, I think it was, when I went to the doctor's. And I remember I had told Diggy that I wasn't going to vote for his candidate. Mm-hmm. But of course, you know, I was going to go and support her. But I couldn't because the doctor said, you got to go home because you're contagious.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, I can't even go to no polling booth because you're going to fuck somebody up if you start touching stuff and whatever the case may be. So I was sick all week. This was the first time that I was actually taking eye drops. And I'm not an eye drop person. I don't like that. I had my mom do it for me the first time, and my mom was like, listen, I ain't doing it again. You better learn how to put these eye drops in yourself. So I had to learn how to do it, and I just get scared doing it. And see, my mom, she wears glasses and stuff like that, so she's used to doing it. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm like, I don't want to put no... That's why I don't understand how people put contacts in their eyes, too.
Oh, that's easy, too. Just touch your eyeball.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
All right, these five is enough. Go ahead.
So I was sick. I feel much better now. Of course, you can see my pink eye is gone. Right. I feel much better now. I still have the little cough from the nasal drip, but I feel way better than I did last week. My uncle, he passed on Friday. So we're going through, you know, my family, we're transitioning with that and, you know, planning the funeral. This is the second sibling of my mother's. The first sibling that passed was last year, last October. And so now my uncle just passed, so... Let me just say this. Yeah. I don't even want to go there. Just go. Just come on.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
I'll say that.
Yes.
So listen, I watched The Housewives, right? I don't even have it on the list today because I don't even remember what happened on Sunday. Like, it was like one of them episodes where I was eating, I was bored, and I just like, here we go with Portia, and then they bull crap. They go into counseling, she coming out crying. It was just a mess. I didn't really like it, and I'm waiting for Nene to come back next week. But one notable thing that I will say is with Cynthia and her daughter sharing that moment in the car, and her daughter was saying that she kind of like boys and girls. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that is like one of the moments that's one of the best moments that's gonna go down in the history of the Housewives when it comes to the parents and their children. It was really good to watch, and you know, for Cynthia to be so supportive,
right?
It was just really great to see.
I kind of had an inkling from some
I never thought about it.
I kind of did. I kind of
wow.
did. Even when she got older and was talking about college, something that I was like, she kind of give me one of those girls that are experimental. Like she would definitely, which is nothing wrong. You know, you do
Right.
you. A lot of people nowadays are experimental.
Okay.
A lot of these girls' boyfriends are experimental.
Oh God. Yeah.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
But, you know, so I was just like, I wasn't shocked when I heard that she, you know, I wasn't shocked by it at all. But she has that type of mom and father that are just like, you can tell Leon and Cynthia are just one of those parents that you'd be like, those are the type of parents you would want to have that kind of conversation with because they
Yeah.
just seem like they're just really supportive parents.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like Leon doesn't seem like
Yeah.
he would be, you know, a
Yeah.
bad guy, you know, or anything like that. So, you know, leading from what you just said, so after the housewives go off, I get this inbox, and they like, here she go, tweeting and deleting again, and I said, oh, I already know who this is about.
Mm-hmm.
So I opens it up to see the screenshot or whatever, and it's Tamar Braxton talking about men who do things on the low. And I mean, Tamar went in, so I'm going to read this without saying the curse word. The truth is, lady, these dudes out here really do be gay. It ain't enough money, beauty, hair, babies in the world to keep them. They want the DICK. Period. It's nothing wrong with you, but they will find every reason in the world to make you not good enough. If he lays with you 3, 4, 10 days and he doesn't touch you, it's not you. He want a man, and that's on my mama. Public service announcement. It's time someone says something. And I ain't talking about me. I'm just effing tired of the BS. Stay out of something, something, something.
Can I say something real quick?
Right.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Because you know what bothered me about that is that here you have this era of Me Too. Mm-hmm. You have this Me Too era, and you have this thing where men nowadays are really, really skeptical on how they treat and talk to women because they don't want to come off as aggressive. They don't want to come off as violating a woman. So some men are really, really like, I don't even know if I should give this woman a compliment because I don't want her to take it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Even though women love compliments and men love giving women compliments. But to say that if a man don't touch you in a certain amount of days that somehow...
I'm thinking she's talking about like as in boyfriend.
Yeah, I know that. Mm-hmm. I'm saying if a man doesn't touch you in a certain amount of time that you're talking to, that somehow that equivalates to him being gay. I wouldn't even say boyfriend. I mean, I would say that she's maybe talking about a guy that you're just starting to talk to. Because if you're already dating somebody and y'all been dating for a long time and he ain't touched you yet, then yeah. But if it's somebody that you're just starting to talk to and he doesn't touch you, it's kind of like, well, he's in that beginning stage, so he don't want to come off as too aggressive. And when you have a lot of women who don't want men to be that way, they don't want men to view them as sexual objects. It's like, why would you then turn around and put something out like this, put something out like this? Because now it's kind of like you put men in the spot like, well, damn, do I touch her or do I not touch her? Because if I touch her, then I don't want to look at, I'm moving too fast. But if I don't touch her, I don't want her to think like Tamar Braxton thinks that I'm gay. When I know I'm not gay, I'm just trying to be respectful until she says it's okay. Like, I don't get where she thinks that that's okay to say. I also don't get why she said what she said about gay men as if she don't have a bunch of gay men in her camp and in her circle.
And we were a part of the circle until we got pushed out.
But I don't have nothing to do with that.
But not with that.
Yeah.
That wasn't a flu neither. But I'm just saying, like, it's just weird. At this point, like, I don't even know what to say no more. It's just, you just expect better from Tamar. This is a 42-year-old woman talking like this, and she has a child. It's like, you gotta chill out on some of the stupid stuff. Like, this right here, this is not even something I would put on social media, and this is not something I would have money to share. I would say, Tamar, for someone like you, this should have been, like, if you were part of a panel, you could say, like, some men do cheat on their wives with other men. Like, that could have been a whole topic, and then you should have shared it. But this came out of nowhere. On a Monday, and then on a Sunday night, at the Housewives and the People's Choice Awards. Yeah. Why?
Why?
And why do we care? This is what you think if it's not about your man, or if it's not about this.
Because then it got people thinking that, like, who are you talking about? You talking about
one of her sister's men. You know? Who?
Because clearly something triggered her to say this because she had a conversation with somebody who said they man not touching them.
Right.
So now, in Tamar fashion, she gets on social media.
Yeah, and then she gets on social media and says it's not about her man, but she was having a conversation with her friends, or it was about, you know, something from her past or something. Whatever. If you're trying to say it's Vince, child.
Well,
I don't know, but listen.
Yeah, I don't think
I be finding it weird about men who be beating up on women. I just find stuff weird about them. And most of the time I be right. But
well, I don't think this is me personally, I don't think that's about
But it's about somebody in her life.
But I think it's about somebody in her life. Because we know how she likes to throw stones at people who come to them about their spouses, and then she likes to throw stones at them about it as if she, you know, because remember what she did at that table some years ago. Yeah, your man is this, my man is totally different now, but she don't even have that man anymore. She got another man.
And he was
totally different when he was whooping that ass.
Right. Left and right. The mom had to go to TMZ.
Yeah, the mom had to go to TMZ to let us...
Bitch. Now that part is not funny, but I'm just saying.
It's not.
You know, because I wanted Miss Evelyn and chill. I was like, girl, you got to stop talking to the media. Like, she's grown. Let her handle this. You know? But I just find it just so random. It came out of left field for Tamar to post stuff like this. And I mean, even though this is stuff like sometimes that you say, like when we be talking on these videos and stuff, but it's, Tamar, it's like these men don't just want the D-I-C-K because sometimes they want the booty too. So it's like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I mean, I get it, but I don't think that she should have been the person to deliver the message.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
You know, I just feel like I do put her on a lot of higher stuff, and I get mad. But now it's just like, you should just expect this. You should stuff like this shouldn't even surprise you no more. You know, I would expect someone like Shekinah to say something like this. Like, because she's a wild card. But I like her though, you know?
Yeah, but
and she come from a place where she could probably really relate.
Right.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, she would know. But Tamar just be doing, like, it's some stuff just be embarrassing.
It does.
So, yeah, anyway, that was Tamar's story. And she said she need to stop posting stuff sometimes. But you've been through that. So, moving on to Robin Crawford on Wendy Williams. And she was on Dateline this past weekend. And I must say, I kind of like Robin.
And she sat down with Lena Waithe.
Yeah, I seen the pictures. Now, it was like last week, everybody, you know, was upset. And I felt like the way Robin has been portrayed in these movies, and especially Bobby Brown's movie, like she was a jealous woman, I said she deserves to tell her story, no matter what, whether she's making money or not. I don't care if she's making money. She knew Whitney Houston. People got stories about her, and they talked about Robin in the documentary. Why shouldn't she tell her story about what happened with her and Whitney Houston? So, you know, I watched Dateline with her and Craig Melvin. It was a great interview. And she really tried her best not to go in on nobody. She was talking about her meeting Whitney. She talked about the drug use. She said Whitney had been doing the drugs before Bobby. Yes, but she was just like she was confirming a lot of stuff. Some people and said that they did it together.
Well, because some people still, for some odd reason, didn't see that interview where her oldest brother said that he was the one that introduced her to it on that Oprah special when he talked to Oprah. Not Gary, but Michael. Yeah, the light-skinned one that you don't, not Pat's husband, but the light-skinned one that you rarely see. He admitted that he was the one that introduced Whitney to it. Right. And he said that he had introduced her to it at a young age. Him and her, you know, he started getting her high, whatever the case may be. So, I don't know why to this day people kind of associate Whitney's drug use with Bobby
Brown. Because Bobby was on it. And That's when we really seen that Whitney was on drugs.
Yeah, but no, I'm lying.
Because you could be, you know, there are people who are on drugs and they function and you would just never know. And it was just a big change in Whitney Houston around the late 90s. Well, the late 90s. It was like a big change in her voice, just the attitude. But we ain't really know until we seen Whitney Houston at the BET Awards, at the first annual BET Awards. And she came out there, and her mom, Babyface, Bobby Christina, they was all sitting there looking embarrassed. And Whitney was just going off, and you better lay low.
And you knew she was high.
Yes.
And then a few months later,
the
Michael Jackson special, when she came out like a skeleton, it was like,
yeah, that was a year later, yeah.
No, it was the same.
Oh, yeah, 2001, right.
But the BET Awards was first.
Yeah.
And then a few months later was this.
Yes. It was bad.
Bad.
Just bad. You know?
Okay.
And
bad.
it's something that Robin revealed on Dateline is that she said Eddie Murphy had called Whitney on her wedding day and was like, do not marry Bobby. Do not do it.
Wow.
But, well, we see that Whitney did it anyway. But Robin just was like, when Robin wasn't there, she said, I wasn't there for this, I wasn't there for that. She was like, when I left, she was like, it wasn't just Bobby, it was just a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
But he really set it off with Whitney. And I was like, Robin is just, I really feel that she's cool. And then I watched the interview on Monday on today's show. I was like, it's kind of like, I didn't learn nothing different than I watched on Dateline.
Right.
So I watched her today on Wendy Williams. And I mean, they had like a 25-minute conversation. And Robin, again, she was very careful with her words because she wasn't trying to create any headlines.
Right.
Robin was just like, I'm going to tell my story. And that's going to be that. And something she did say is that she was like, Wendy, no, like, you was talking about our lives like you was sitting right there in our living room. Like you was with us. And she talking about how they was willing to go to wherever Wendy worked at and was ready to stalk her out and have a talk with her.
Wendy said, but I can't fight.
Bitch,
She said, we wasn't coming up here to fight you.
But
yes, y'all were.
Yeah.
Y'all were going up there to whoop her ass. Y'all wasn't going up there to just talk.
No.
Y'all were going up there to whoop that girl's ass.
Right. And I'm really glad that we finally hear Robin's story because Robin been gay for a long time. Okay, we learned that Robin was gay.
Yes.
She had a relationship with Whitney. Like she just confirmed.
But we heard about Robin years ago.
I know. Like even when I didn't even know that Whitney Houston, I didn't even know what Robin looked like. I was
hearing about this one woman.
Yes,
that she was
with Wendy. Like and back in the day, I didn't even know. Like as many, you know, you see so many girls, you just think that they tomboys. I didn't know what that was back in the day. Like I didn't know none of that stuff. But as I got older, of course, I'd be like, oh, okay, I already know what it is now. You know, but back then I didn't know. I just didn't. I think, I just was too innocent to even be thinking about stuff like that. But I'm just glad that Robin got a chance to tell her story. I am looking forward in buying this book because I just want to know more. I feel like she's being very genuine. And when Wendy asked her, she was like, what do you think of Bobby's approval of this book? And she said, I don't. She didn't say she didn't care. She said when she thought about it, she thought about how would Whitney feel about the book, how her wife feel about the book, and how the children feel about the book. And that was it. So, and then they asked her about the hologram tour. She was mum's the word. Like, she really didn't go in on nobody. And I can respect that. So, shout out to Robin Crawford. The book is called My Life with Whitney Houston. No, A Song for You, My Life with Whitney Houston. And you can get it wherever books are available. And I've seen that someone had the book. And I was just looking at some of the stuff from the book. And I was like, no, I really have to get this book so I can sit here and read it. Because the stuff that they was posting about Bobby Brown, or that she written about Bobby Brown, it would really make you upset. And I will say that she told one of the stories of Bobby Brown just really spitting in Whitney's face.
Whitney told that story too.
Yeah, but I mean, she went into detail on, like she gave the whole background story of what happened.
I feel like, okay, so I don't, See, when I saw Whitney ask her about Bobby being physical with her,
she
didn't want to go there. But again, my favorite interview, well, one of my favorite interviews of all time is Whitney Houston's last interview with Oprah back in 2009. And in that interview, Whitney tells everything. She tells about Bobby's abuse. She talks about when Bobby spit in her face in front of their daughter.
Right.
She talks about the drug use. She talks about that stuff. So I feel like
he was this.
Yeah, I feel like
madman. Like
anything that somebody says from here on out, I feel like I already heard it from Whitney. You know what I mean? And that's why I love that interview so much, because I remember after she did that interview, Wendy Williams was on her show and she was saying how she didn't think Whitney was telling the truth. But for me, I felt like Whitney was telling her truth. And I felt like Whitney didn't hold no punches. She said, listen, this is what and she leaned up to Oprah and said, let me follow me. You take it, you lace it with this.
Right.
She was telling her this is what we did and this is how we did it. And we had some good times together when we got high, and then we got some bad times together. Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like when I hear people say stuff, like when Robin didn't want to say something about him being physical, okay, you don't want to say it, but I'm like, but we already know he was physical because Whitney said he was physical with her. So
right. It's just I think she's like, look, I want y'all to buy the book and read the book. Because she was there for a lot of stuff, and she knows a lot of the backstory of it. But I'm not grateful. I don't know why I just want to say, like, for her to be a friend for so long, because she could have been saying, no, this is not true, and I'm tired of y'all doing stuff. She's like, I'll just write my own book.
Right.
And I can respect Robin for it. And Robin get that check. I don't know where else you're going to be. But I'm going to try to... Maybe I can get Robin on the podcast.
She'll be at the Bacana.
Right. On stage. Tell
her story.
Wait a minute. Okay. Wait. Now, I really don't want to... No, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. But, listen. Okay. I seen this video of Alicia Keys talking about her son and the fingernails thing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I just want y'all to go watch that video, and then maybe on the podcast we can talk about it.
I saw the video.
And let's talk about it on the podcast.
Okay.
Because I could be truthful, I could be honest, and then we can talk about it on the podcast. Okay. Okay. So this Selena remake. Netflix has a Selena remake, and it's called Selena the Series, and it stars a woman named Christian Serratos, who was on The Walking Dead. I never watched The Walking Dead. Don't judge me. I never watched it. But, you know, I saw the little trailer. It's not really a trailer, but it's like a little promo thing. And I was excited because I'm like, this is something new. Even though we had the movie Selena, that was 1995. Like, I mean... What, 96, 97? Yeah, over 20 years ago. Yeah, over 20 years ago. It's time for a new story. And people are like, but we already got this. Listen, you know how many times they done told the story of Rosa Parks, of Martin Luther King, of slavery times. So many people done had different, JFK, all these people that had different movies and documentaries about them. What's wrong with one more piece about Selena? And what I think is also great is that there's a brand new generation of people who never even heard of Selena. So it's like people like my nieces, they'll be able to see on Netflix who she was and, you know, the impact that she had on the Tejano music and stuff like that. And she touched all the people in Texas and Mexico. Let me tell you something, because I lived here in North Philly. I didn't hear about Selena until she died. There was a who? So what? Nobody know about no Selena. And just from that movie, I was like, she was really like this big ass star, and we didn't know nothing about her until she passed away. So it's just like it's time for her story to be told again. And just like how many times they're gonna remake A Star Is Born. Like, it's just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Generation after generation, keep telling the story. If something tragically happened to me and I happen to be famous, I would want to keep living on too. Keep telling my story, but tell it the right way.
Not me. I want to take the Fred Astaire approach. The famous
Don't
dancer.
ever do nothing. Don't ever tell a story.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
He left it in his will and his last.
That's right.
When he dies, he don't want no movies made about him. He doesn't want himself portrayed in no movies because he doesn't want anybody in future generations to get it wrong.
But guess what? He still is adored today by so many people.
And one of the greatest dancers to ever do it. One of the greatest dancers to ever do it.
So, but the Netflix thing come out not April 2020. It's just said 2020, and it's going to have a part 1 or something like that. And then the other the other Netflix show, I can't remember exactly the name, but it's the show with Loretta Devine and what's the other? Tia Mowry. Their show is coming back on December, and I seen a clip with Jackie is going to be on the show too. I don't know if she's just going to have more than one role, but the part 2 of that show is coming back. They was like the family or something. Family reunion is coming back. So make sure that y'all look out for that on Netflix. Now a lot of people who signed up for Disney Plus today. Mm-hmm. Disney Plus, this is their big day. Now, you know, I didn't sign up for Disney Plus yet because I already know how it is. When you sign up on a brand new streaming network, there's going to be issues. Everybody, you know, it's going to be everybody logging on, and there's people not going to be able to watch stuff, or the video images is not going to be great. And people are just like, they were tweeting how upset they were, and it's just like, this is day 1. Picture us like video gamers, we buying the system for the first time. You can't really connect. Or you buying an iPhone and you got a phone that's part of the bad batch and they always tell you to wait. Like, you should just wait. Wait a week. I'm going to wait a week. By the time I get on Disney Plus, all the shows are still going to be there. They're not going nowhere.
Right.
And, you know, they'll be able to stabilize their streaming and stuff like that. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be good. And I've seen all the shows and stuff that they have, and I'm looking forward to seeing stuff. Something that I really want to do is that I've never watched a full Star Wars movie. I've never really been into science fiction. That has never been my thing. I would change the channel so fast. But I think I'm going to challenge myself and going to watch some of the movies and stuff.
Star Wars movies?
Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Star Wars. Oh, I definitely hate Star Trek. But as a kid, y'all know back in the day, Star Trek used to come on Channel 29 at 5 o'clock every Saturday. And, you know, I would watch some of them. Like, the new, the Next Generation, they wasn't so bad. But the old Star Trek from like the 60s, no, that ain't never really been
with
my
William
thing.
Shatner and all that.
Yeah, I liked it when I seen Whoopi Goldberg on there and stuff like that. But or I would just watch it to hear the song and then I would change the channel. I always loved the intro to Star Trek, but that was not really my thing. But I'm going to definitely watch Star Wars, and I know they got all the movies. I'm going to really see if I can get into it. But yeah, and if you have Hulu, right? Listen, if you have Hulu, you can get Hulu, Disney Plus, and you can get ESPN Plus. Now, I know a lot of people not excited about ESPN Plus, but I'm excited about it because I watch UFC and all of their fights seems like it comes on ESPN Plus. So I can watch ESPN Plus, I can watch Hulu, and I can watch Disney for only $12.99. But this is the thing, with Hulu, there will be commercials. With Disney, there are no commercials. So I'm going to lose the commercials watching Hulu, but I won't have to worry about the commercials on Disney Plus. So it's going to be all right. I think the variety that Disney Plus has is much better.
Well, I saw that they're going to have almost everything you could think of Disney.
Right.
I saw that today. And I was
all
like,
the
wow.
Disney stuff. They purchased 20th Century Fox, so a lot of stuff like The Simpsons, they got that. They got Nat Geo. They got Doug, and somebody can't cook. This gets on my nerves every time, and I know who's down there cooking. It's Nina. It's Nina. What did he say? He better not be talking about me because I don't fucking set no alarm off.
What'd you say, Charles?
No, I don't.
I know he do, Charles, because he can't cook anyway.
No, I don't never burn no food.
Yell down there and say, what's going on?
I don't even feel like yelling. And this is the thing. Open the fucking back door if you're going to be cooking like this.
You know, I never been in a house where every time y'all cook, y'all burn it.
It ain't me.
You heard me, Charles? Am I lying?
Well, is she going to flag it or what?
Charles, I've never been in a house where it's just always burning. It's like, who is doing the cooking? I don't think that's Nina.
It is.
I don't think Nina wasn't here.
She's down there.
She came back. That's one of your nieces. That's not your sister. That's Sam. You heard again. Let me go down there.
Anyway, I'm
Keep
looking
it.
forward into seeing the Selena remake.
What would she walk like that for?
I don't even know who that is. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Selena remake. It's going, a whole new generation is going to be able to get to see it, and I'm excited. Whenever it comes out, I'm going to be watching it. And the last thing I have is the Trina Walmart video. So Trina was in Walmart. She explained to TMZ that a woman was crying in Walmart. And, you know, she went to go try to, you know, console the lady, you know, see what was going on. And the lady said, get away from me, you N-word B. And, you know, it took Trina.
Here we go! Here we go again.
I'm done. I'm done.
You know what? It's Nina now. I went down there to defend you, Nina, but it's you.
Yeah, like, what the fuck would you try to defend her for?
Because that's my...
I know if she's cooking, it goes off. It make no fucking sense.
When we done, you need to go down there and tell her.
No, I don't got to tell her nothing. Like, open the fucking back door if you want to cook, or turn the fan on, or stop turning the flame up.
Why she cook so high?
I don't know. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be going off. I'm like really irked right now. So anyway, yeah. I don't listen, Trina. Listen. I'm just glad you ain't catch a case.
I'm glad you.
I'm done today.
Kevin,
I'm done.
what is she doing?
Can you imagine this? And we doing a podcast and this. Look,
Can you imagine interviewing somebody and they do?
I'm done. I'm done today. And irked.